Should be on live now. Good morning.
Good morning, Breakfast Club family. This is Mark Stevens, our host, Joe Shoup, and what day is it? We've been away. Oh, the 29th of December. Y'all ran out on us or something. I trust everybody had a great holiday with their family and their friends. I know I did. Got a little bit of rest that I could use. I know some of you probably could use some rest. And I know who needed to get some rest, but I'm not going to call any names. But anyway, that good-looking guy on the screen. So, welcome back, everybody. The question that I have for you that we're going to talk about today is, are you ready to work? Because I worked over the holidays. I took one evening with the family, had dinner, exchanged gifts, made everybody happy, came right back home and started working and been working ever since. So are you ready to work? And with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to our host, Joe Shoup. Joe, happy holidays to you and good to see you again. How you doing?
Happy holidays to you. Good morning. It's a great day.
Yes.
Somebody keeps calling me from Skype. I don't know who it is, but I didn't answer it.
Yeah. Well.
Anyway, good. Well, look, this is it. This is the beginning of the new year. We're waiting on a few updates from Tools Rock. We were all ready with most of the stuff. A few letters to add in the background, and they'll work on it this week. And by next week, we'll be really ready to say, okay, my business is starting. I am marketing, meaning I am looking for people who want to manage a business from home. And we'll start from the beginning because the manual's in there, and we'll be able to, it'll be in there, and we'll be able to help people start right from the beginning. And that is that we got you in here twice, Victor. Anyway, we'll start helping people announce two different things. You announce your business, and that means that you announce it to everybody you know, to your community. That's what you would do in business. And number two, you would then go find people who want to be your business partner. And they don't really include the people in your community. Turn this light off. There we go. And that means that you're really not looking for your family and friends to be your partner. And believe me, as you know, you'll chuckle with this. Most people don't want their family and friends as partners.
I know.
Bad enough we had to do it over the holiday, right?
Right. Absolutely right.
So you had a good holiday, Mark?
I had a fantastic holiday. I actually worked, but it's what I love to do, so I was having fun.
Now I'm trying out this microphone. Is it working okay?
Yeah, it's working fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, so, I worked as well and got ready. I also took some time off and rested and just kind of got rejuvenated, and so we'll have to see. We're ready to fly, and I just, I talked to a number of people over the weekend, especially, let me see if Roger's on here. See Roger on here? No, I don't see him on here. And Roger is the one that wrote that letter we sent to people that were in the class. I think we sent. At least we had him read it the other night, last week. And I really want to talk about things like that because we want to know, are you really ready? And on Wednesday night, we're going to have that. It's director class. Is that New Year's Eve? No, not Wednesday night. Tomorrow night. I apologize. Tomorrow night, Tuesday night, at 9 p.m. So if you were in the last class and you want to participate, you're going to get a notice and a link anyway. But I do want you to say, Joe, I would like to be there. I'm not going to go through eliminating and so on. I'm going to take it from the list. But I also notice a bunch of people here that I would like to attend. I see Paulette. Hello, Paulette. She was one of the great participants in the last class prior to this one. And So I would like to make sure that the people from the last class, if you have been in that class before, you may attend this director class. We do need to talk to you anyway. That's another thing. So I do see Paulette there, and there's a bunch of other people there, but there will be a notice about the director class, but unless you are actually send me an email, other than the people that were in this class, and say to me, Joe, I want to be in that class, then I will send that an invitation with the link to get to that class. And we're going to work that night and talk about what it means to be a director, because this is the questions I've had over the weekend, people, or over the last week, people calling me, you know, and asking questions about the director and where do I find one, and you know, how do I know, and so I want to work with you with that, because the key, one of the keys to this business is to make sure that your director, or that you being a director, knows exactly what to do, and not have a chat with somebody just for the sake of having a chat and finding out where these people live and it's going to be wonderful here, you should join us. That's not how you conduct a business. And contrary to popular belief, you don't need to get to know the people when you're doing a three-way call, meaning that someone has a participant or has a prospect and they want to introduce them to someone. That's what I call a director call. That's what we call it. Why? Because the director says, here's what we need you to do because we think we have a match. So I'll direct you, tell you what to do. It's up to you and the affiliate here to get this accomplished. Then call me back. I will welcome you to the company, give you a few more directions. It's also a call to answer some of their questions and to get your questions answered from them. But more importantly, most important, the purpose of that call is to show that prospect that's all they have to do. They don't have to answer questions. They have to act and be a receptionist, an assistant, and find out after they've found someone who wants to manage a business from home. They ask a few questions and they move them over to that director. And that, by doing that, it shows that prospect that that's what they have to do. Bob Safford used to say in an interview, let me ask you a question, Frank. Do you think you can do what Joe just did? And they used to say, well, Joe didn't do anything. He just introduced us. He said, yeah, that's right. Do you think you could do that? And he said, oh, absolutely. They knew up front, right in that interview, that what their job was to introduce them to Bob Safford, or whoever that director was, whoever the three-way call was with. So that's the most important part. And most people fail at that in this industry, most of them, over 90%, until they get to a class that teaches them how to be a director and how to ask those questions. So are we running our business like a business? Are you thinking about it like a business, or are you still playing around and thinking it's a hobby and you think you're going to go find people who want to follow people who have hobbies? I don't think so. So I wanted to make that clear, Mark, that, you know, we are at the beginning. You know, and I talk about this all the time. We're here. And it is time to start thinking about a business. Do I really have one? The reason that your friends and family don't take you serious is because you don't take you serious. That's the problem. And you get to this class and we discuss that. That you're not taking your business seriously. You're not working it like a business. And again, through this class, you do find out how to do that. And that's what we're talking about today. And these are the things we will be talking about, topics that help you understand how to be a business person in this arena. And so we're in good shape here. We really have a plan and a system. And as long as you can get the dialogue down and the thinking down. The thinking starts with who am I in this process? And then once you get through this director's class and you study and you learn how to be the director, you can then be the person who helps other people. Other than that, I don't know how you can help them. I had a conversation yesterday, Mark, with someone regarding that topic about helping people. And one of the ways one of these groups here help people is they make phone calls with them. And I don't mean three-way calls. I mean they get their list and they make a phone call for them. And I said, well, how does that work out for you? Because what they have is themselves, their new affiliate, and they call a prospect. And I say, well, they're on the phone. Do those people know? Does the prospect know that there's two other people on the call? Because I wouldn't do that without them knowing about it. And secondly, I wouldn't do it anyway. I don't have time to pick up the phone and put Frank on the phone and say, Frank, here's how you do it. What I have time for is to teach him how to do it. I'm not going to fish for him. I'm going to teach him how to fish. We know that old saying. So get on the phone, and here's the scripts. Get in this class, learn how to do it, get to the Breakfast Club where we discuss these scripts and the stance, and go on the phone and, look, what is it, Mark? Tell me and I'll hear, show me and I'll see, but get me involved, I'll understand. So get involved. You know how you get involved? You go find your prospect and you learn. You hear every week, you hear us. You hear the dialogue. I probably every week, Mark, I mean a couple times a week, have actually shown people, told people, it's on recordings, how you say hello to somebody. The 5 steps, introduction, reason I called, what I want you to do. Make an appointment and tie it down, or move them to a director and tie that down. And then I've talked about the script to the prospect, the introduction. Hello, Frank, it's Joe Shoup giving you a quick call here from Arizona. How are you? The reason I called you, you filled out some information, and I want to speak to you about managing a business from home with my company. I want to know if I caught you at a good time, or do we need to reschedule so that there's more convenient for both of us. That is so simple to do. That's the start of it. So why do I need Frank to hear me do that on the phone when I can be searching and talking to someone else and letting him do his work? You don't bring a new salesperson and put him on the floor and say, sit back and watch me today, I'll show you how to make sales. No, I hired a salesperson, someone who wanted to make money doing sales, selling whatever they're selling. No, here's the script, here's how it's done, now you go do it. And that's the start of it. So people have to, I use this term, Bob Safford used to say it all the time, grow up. And I don't mean that like you're immature, I mean grow upward. Step out of your comfort zone and start doing the things necessary to make this business a success for yourself. Because it is a business where you can be successful. Unfortunately, most people don't know how to do it because they don't know the direction they're heading and they don't know who they are in that direction. And so one of the things that I believe needs to be done starting today is to write down. We had a really good letter from Roger who stated the hours he was going to work and what his end result was going to be at the end of the year. How many hours and what days are you going to work, and what are you going to do during that time? And 90% of it should be prospecting, looking for people who want to manage a business. And everybody in business here in this arena has to do that. Spend 90% of their time. The other 10 in getting your paperwork, getting it fixed. You know, the 90% can include being a director. That's part of your business. That's part of prospecting, helping your people. So we'll talk about that when the manual is released. Hopefully before Monday. Maybe we can go through the steps in the manual that show you where to start and where to end and how you move forward and get started. Take care of your checklist, but the manual points all of this out. Doesn't have the scripts back there, but I think we have the scripts in Tools Rock. I'm not sure if we have them back there or not. But scripts, that sounds funny. It's a strange word, Mark. It sounds like it's all scripted. Well, it's a script because it teaches you the language. That's all. It teaches you what I just said, those 5 steps. Once you understand those 5 steps, you know, easy, the introduction, easy, the reason I called. Now what I want you to do, after I ask you a few questions, is move you to a director. Or if you need them to see a piece of information because they haven't done that yet, then the reason you called is to send them information and then see if they're on the same page. Now we'll need to get back together again, Frank, and we'll see if we are on the same page. So is Wednesday good? Or here would be the big question. Are mornings usually good for you, Frank, or afternoons better? No, evenings are good. Great. Let me look at my schedule. See, running a business doesn't mean, okay, well, see, what would be good for you? Why don't you name the time and I'll make it easy for you? That's not how you run a business. When you say, let's get back together and we'll see if we are on the same page, I'm going to shoot this information over to you. I want you to watch this overview. And again, I'm going to get back with you and we'll see if we are on the same page. So now, did you say afternoons are good or evenings are better? Evenings are better. Okay, great. Let me look at my schedule. Let's see. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I actually have a few appointments and a few slots available tonight. So would 8 o'clock be good or 8:30 be better? See, it's always good and better. So when you learn how to do that, then your people learn a pattern. And you're not going to duplicate unless you teach the same thing and repeat the same thing over again. That's what the word duplication means, doing the same thing over and over again. Not just you, but your team, the people. So if you learn the right language, how to say, are afternoons good or evenings better? Did you say 8:30 is good, or 8 is good, or 8:30 better? 8:30 is better. Great. I'll go ahead and pencil it in, and I'd like you to pencil it in as well. Frank, let me ask you, do you usually write down your appointments in a notebook or an appointment book or just on a piece of paper? So you've got to ask those questions. You got to make sure that you know that this is being written down, because many times people on the other end, it's just because you're talking don't mean they're listening. So this is what we mean about getting ready. Are you really ready? Can you do that? Are you brave enough right now? Of course, we can't do this and open it up, but would you be brave enough to raise your hand right now and say, Joe, I'd like to be the affiliate and I would like to do a demonstration and show how it's done, and I can do it exactly like you just did. Are you brave enough would you be able to do that? And that's what we mean by, are you ready? Are you really ready? And do you have a team following you that's getting ready or are ready? And that's where we are. So I wish we could open up the call and do that. I see there are a few people in here that could raise their hand. One of them's a 14-year-old kid. We'll show you that in a couple of weeks. So anyway, buddy, that's the mission here. We have a mission, and we're in good shape with this mission. We've got the pieces to the puzzle here. It's a matter of going to work and putting the armor on, putting the shoulder pads and helmet, and getting on this field and start working. Start playing the game, except working the game, I should say.
The other thing too is we you know, we need to consider, everyone needs to consider the marketing that they're doing too, or that they should be doing, because as we know, marketing is what we do to get our information in front of people. And marketing is part of the lifeblood of your business. So you have to do the right marketing. You're going to have to set aside some money aside to do that. So, you know, when you're running a business, how's somebody going to know that you're in business without marketing? It's very important. So the other question is, do you have your marketing together? You know, what are you going to do about that?
Yep. And again, you know, our first step, as you know, is, you know, when a person comes in, the very first thing we want them to do is to get an account with Tools Rock. For $20, you get 30 days or 31 days of to look. You get a look. You say, okay, is this the tool I want to use? We want them to use that tool for sure, because that's where we have our business set up, with funnels and what we want to send to people. And that's where we want people to go. Get registered over here and go follow the directions. You have a checklist and you have a manual in there. So follow it, and let's talk a little bit later. I'm not walking anybody through a manual or checklist. I tell them where to get it. I'm going to call you back, same as a prospect. Go through that. Let's see if we're on the same page and make sure that you're doing what it takes. So I'll call you back tonight at 8 o'clock, or would 8:30 be better? Treat your people the way you would treat your prospect as far as time. Your time is valuable. Obviously, the prospects, everyone's time is valuable. Your time is valuable. You have to find out whether or not you have the person you really want to work with. And the person that you selected, it just may not be someone who's, you know, who's just, you know, ready for this business or doing what it takes. So you have to find that out. Are they going to follow? They're the ones you want. You want the Rogers of the world, who you didn't have to ask him and tell him what to do. He sent that letter off and called me over the weekend. I saw that it was him, so I answered, and I did a little business with him, as a little bit of, you know, a little bit of training, so to speak. He has a project he's doing, and I don't want him to reveal that project openly to everybody. It's his little project. He's got an idea about something, and he asked me for help on it. So I did. But nobody had to tell him to do it. He went through the class and said, I never saw this before. Oh my gosh, I wasn't taking my business seriously. Now I see I have to. I should be. I haven't been running this right. And here's my plan, Joe. And he told me his plan and, you know, showed me some things. He put it in writing. And he's going to go to work every day for a couple hours a day prospecting. That's what everybody needs to do, is to set their time, their schedule, and really go to work. And that's what we meant when we sent that out today. Are you really ready? And if you are ready, is your team ready? So Mark will work Tuesday night for about an hour. Wednesday night is New Year's Eve, so we won't do it then. Thursday is New Year's Day, so we'll be on the Breakfast Club Wednesday morning, but not Wednesday night. And Thursday we will be off, and again on Friday. Give everybody that long weekend. But that weekend shouldn't be time off. It should be working with a partner and getting this all straight. So you get into that class. You can't get to this director's class unless you've been through the foundational class. So please don't send me emails and ask me, how can I get into that director's class? Here's how you get there. You go and get in the foundational class, and now the foundational class is available immediately. So if you wanted to get in the foundational class tonight and be ready to go in tomorrow night, you could actually do that. You could go through the foundational class tonight. You'd have to send me an email and say, Joe, I would like to be in that class, and we can make that available. We've been able to make it available tonight and tomorrow before that class. You just need to send me an email and say, Joe, I want to get in the foundational because I want to be in that director's class. So that's what you have to do. And send me an email, and you know, just reply to the email that you got, jpshoop@earthlink.net. So, looks like we're getting to the bottom of the hour, my friend, and look, this is the way this is going to be all the time, teaching people how to make this work, how to really have your business and what to do to run it. It's simple. It just takes hard work. It's a simple process, I should say. So over to you, my friend.
Okay, well, I'll say this. The 31st, New Year's Eve, that's my 34th wedding anniversary. So I will definitely be celebrating.
Yeah, all righty.
With the most beautiful woman on the planet. So I'll be gone. Nobody will be able to reach me.
Did I tell you that was my parents' anniversary as well?
Really? No, you never told me that.
Now, you look exactly like my father, only different.
Oh, okay. I'll tell you, man, I can remember it 34 years ago. It was the most beautiful snowstorm you could ever have. But it was phenomenal. So can't wait. Can't wait.
I don't know if we have any questions in the box here, because I don't. I think I forget how to look at the box. Not sure, but
Click on your chat.
yeah, I did. I don't see anything in there. Do you?
I think it might be cut off. If it's off, you have to turn it on.
How's that? There we go. Nice haircut. There you go, Ronnie. Thank you. See, I still have it. I can still cut hair.
You better explain that to them. They don't know that you cut your own hair.
Yep. Yep, owned a hair salon for many years. And in fact, Max Bondano's mother worked for me. And she's actually a pretty good hair cutter herself. But anyway, that's what I did. Celebrated Christmas with a haircut. Anyway, let's see. I don't know if I see any more. Let me try to read some of these things. Yes, so people are saying happy anniversary, Mark.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hey, Michelle and Paulette and so on, if you know what, send me an email, whether you're going to participate Tuesday night or not, send me an email. I just like to communicate with you. I want to have a class coming up with us. When will the new be available? When will the new be available? I don't know what that means, Gloria. It says the new tools rock. What does that mean?
The new part of the funnel, probably.
I don't know what it means, but if you would type that in, it'd be great. Let's see. I don't see any other questions here. I'll wait for Gloria to type that in because she has a little delay on her computer. And Max wrote in and said, yeah, my mom was trained by you. Yes, she was. And I can tell you, I ran that business like this one. That it was a business. And one day she'll come on and tell you, we run this the same way. There was a system to it. There was a system to hair cutting. And you didn't just come into the salon and cut hair because you told me you could cut hair. Believe me. They had to know the language. Yes, okay, Gloria, I see what you mean, yeah. I'll be talking to Anson today. They're on vacation, so I don't know. I don't know. Today, this week, we're still working. I have to put a couple letters back there now for the new funnel. That's no problem there. We're good. Everything's in place. We're just manicuring right now. Everything is there. It'll be, here's how your website will read now to get to that particular funnel. You know how you get to like friends and family. It's in my case, it's joeshoop.friendsandfamily.com. The 12-week plan, which we are desperately trying to get the name changed with the one from New Zealand, which is the 12 weeks. So it will be joeshoop.12weekfinancialfreedomplan.com. This one is going to be called, again, I'll use my name on it with my account, joeshoop.adtechworldwide.com. That's how you will get to that presentation. And so, again, it'll be people will be curious. You don't want them knowing, you know, I mean, for instance, if you were to say it's joeshoop.carrotbars.com, they would go to Carrot Bars and see what that was. They can't go to AdTech Worldwide at the moment, although we are building a website. If they ever do that and people see that and they go to AdTech Worldwide, they're going to see a website. And they're going to see what the website is about, what the company is about. And it's about education. It won't be about Carrot Bars. It's about education. It'll be about teaching people how to manage a business from home. That's what AdTech Worldwide is all about. It's a teaching platform. No, not yet, Roger. Anyway, there's where we are, my friend. So we can have a good day. Tomorrow night, I'm going to send a notice tomorrow about the class tomorrow night. It will be in there, and again, it's the reason for that class is to help you get more efficient with the director. Who is the director? How does the director conduct themselves? Why should they be doing that? And you know, how do you do it? And more importantly, that you learn how to do this so that you can help your team. That's the bottom line, is you have to participate and help. And so by learning how to, anybody could learn how to introduce someone to us, to anybody. Anybody could learn how to be that director. And you know what? If you're a little shy and you're get your feet wet with it. Practice with your partner. Learn how to do that. Learn how to say, "Hi, Bob, it's after the introduction. What is it that Mark said that caused us to get together like this?" In other words, what do you know about our company so far? That's what you should be asking that new prospect when they're three-weighing in. And that affiliate should not be saying things like, "Joe, go ahead and explain the comp plan to him. Joe, Bob wanted to know if you could." You have to keep your mouth shut when you introduce. Receptionists don't walk into the doctor and say, "Bob said I was talking in the waiting room about his leg and he had a broken bone. Why don't you go ahead and explain how you fix broken bones, doc?" You'd get thrown out of the office. You introduce them and you let the director ask what it is they know about our company. What do you do? How long have you been doing it? Where do you see yourselves? Here's what our company's about. Here's how you get paid. Have you ever thought, have you ever felt you weren't paid what you were worth? That's how you tell them about a comp plan. Oh, yeah, plenty of times. Great. In this company, here's how it works. You get paid in direct proportion to the effort you put forth. So with a little bit of help, a little bit of training, a lot of support, can you see yourself learning how to manage a successful business here with our company? And they say, "Yeah, I think I could do it." Great, here's what we need to do then. Now the question has been answered that they really want to move forward. Well, I need to know. I say, "Great, what questions do you have for me?" And they may ask you about the comp plan. If they ask you about the comp plan, what do you say? You say, "Well, remember, Frank, I said we get paid in direct proportion to the effort we put forth in our training. It's about an hour. You can sit down and you study the comp plan. We have plenty of videos for that, and that's how you learn." That's what we do in our company. We teach people through our educational process, and that educational process is all recorded. So I'm going to direct you over to there, but I need you to get your account set up so I can get you in there. And then we'll be discussing, the different packages and so on and how you get paid. But let's go ahead, get you registered, and get you over to the educational part of our system. That's not hard to do as a director. That's what a director is supposed to do, not explain the comp plan. So that's just another piece to that, Mark, which, again, we'll be covering that Wednesday night, or Tuesday night, what the director's function is and what you should be expecting from that director. So Tuesday night, we'll be doing that. So, my friend, I hope today's a good one. We're back to work. That's what it looks like. At least till New Year, till Mark and Loretta's anniversary. I'm going to be celebrating that night. I got news for it. Now that I know I have a reason, I won't be going anywhere on New Year's Eve, right here. But anyway, have a good night, everybody. Over to you, buddy, and we'll see everybody tomorrow morning.
All right. And one thing before we close, you know, you need to get your team up to your speed, where you are or beyond. In other words, so all of this that we're talking about and that we're doing, if your team is not there, guess what? You really need to get them there. That's how you're going to grow. If you teach them how to grow, then you're going to grow, because as they grow, so do you grow. And so it's very important that you know, that everybody you know, embraces this and share it with your team. And if you don't share it, they don't know it. You know, find out the ones that really want to work and that want to do this, and that's who you spend your time with. If you don't have people and they just, you know, they want to treat it like a hobby, you have to spend your time with the people that want to do this. That's how you become successful. That's how you grow. And that's, you know, that's what we're going to be doing. You know, like I said, we're in the new year right now. After the Breakfast Club, I'm out of here. I'm getting back to doing what I love to do, and that's belly to belly. That's what we call it back in the day, right, Joe? Belly to belly. I'm doing some crazy things. I'm walking into banks and putting my card down on the table and ask them, what is that? And then go from there. And then, you know, if I get to talk to that banker, I ask that banker, Mr. Banker, Miss Banker, who do you know that would be interested in a career change for the right money? And I'm not talking about this paper money here. I'm talking about this here. And you know, there's a lot of things you can do to be creative. It's fun to be creative, and again, have fun with it. You know, most people that have jobs don't have fun, and that's why they hate their jobs too. I love this so much. I want to see what people are going to say, Joe. I want to see what reaction that I get. And then, like you say, if you've been through the classes, when the people say something to you, they'll tell you what they want to know. You know, how do you see the next 5 years? Is the next 5 years like the last 5 years? Do you see yourself getting ahead or getting behind? And guess what? They'll spill out their story to you. And then you take it from there based on what you learned in the class, and you move it on from there. And this is whether you're out in the street, at home, or whatever. It all works the same, whether you have a brick and mortar or whether you have at-home business, brick and mortar, like we have. It's not hard. All it takes is W-O-R-K, work. So with that being said, I'm getting off my soapbox. Peace and blessing to everyone. Like I said, I hope you had a great holiday. But now it's time to work, and that's what I'm off to do. I'm not off. Well, I'm kind of off to see the wizard, because I do want to, you know, walk on the streets paved with gold. And the way I do that is I produce it. That's what we do. And how do we produce it? We teach people how to have a successful business working from home without company. It's that simple. So peace and blessings to you. Go out, change your life, change your career, city, state, country. Most of all, let's help change this world. But let's be the change first in us that we want to see in the world. We want to see them financially free. We want them to see them time free. We want them to be able to do all the things that they want to do and always wanted to do. But in order to do that, to me, first of all, you got to have a successful business working from home, and it will produce all of that. So peace and blessings, everyone. Love you much. We're going to keep working hard for you, working hard with you. For those that want to work, let's make it a great, finish out the year great, and make it a great year that we're in right now, 2015. So with that being said, this is Mark Stevens, our host, Joe Shoup, saying peace and blessings, everybody. Go make it a great day. We'll see you tomorrow morning back on The Breakfast Club.